I'm going to the web pay section of Paylocity. Again, if you're at your home computer, you're going to log in to Paylocity using www.paylocity.com. If you're logging in from a Chromebook, then the login page will already appear. I'm going to click on the Login tab. I'm always going to select Web Pay, never Web Time. So I click on Web Pay. I'm going to make sure my company ID is there, make sure I've entered in my correct username. Be sure, remember to click on the outside to make sure your personal picture and phrase have appeared. And then I'm going to enter in my password and I'm going to log in. And this is what your home page will look like. In order to access some other features of Paylocity, what you're going to need to do is come up to this upper left-hand corner and hover over Applications, and then click on Web Pay. Let's look at some of the features of your Web Pay page. You have some links at the top of the page here. Most of the time employees don't use these links, but I'll go through and just kind of explain what they do. Once you log into Paylocity, feel free to look around. Under the Applications tab at the top, you have a Company tab and a Self-Service Portal. The Company tab is just going to bring you to this same page that automatically shows up when you log into WebPay. The Self-Service Portal is a place where you can access a lot of your personal information, as well as SSVA policies, newsletters, and a wide variety of things that you need to know on a regular basis. You're going to be using the Self-Service Portal tab quite a bit, but I'm going to explain how to do that in the next video. You have a Home tab which comes down. The directory will show you everyone that works for Support Services of Virginia. And from this tab, you can search someone that you're looking for and click on their name. And their personal profile will appear here for you. Or from the directory, you can look up someone alphabetically here by clicking on what you're looking for, and it comes up with last names. And then you can select the person's profile from selecting this. It's also a place where you can view their profile over here, look to see what team they might be on, and also a place where you can create impressions. So that's what that drop-down menu does, where it says Directory. You also have a tab for impressions, which allow you to write impressions for other employees straight from that link. And that looks like this. I'm going to show you in the next video how to complete impressions. From the Home tab, you can also access glossary. You're not going to worry about. You have a link here to access Teams. You won't be able to do that without permissions. You can't change your preferences. Your training documents we'll talk about on the Self-Service Portal, but you can access employee training documents here. These are trainings that Paylocity offers to you. So if you need more information or forget some of the things in my short videos, you can select this link and you can view different portions of Paylocity, and it'll give you written guides, and it'll also give you video segments which will show you how to use different features of Paylocity. So that's a very good resource to have. When you're done with this tab, you simply X out of it. The Welcome tab we have not created yet, so you're not going to worry about that. And the only other tabs that you need to worry about here are your employee tabs. You will not be able to access human resources, but you will be able to access current checks. This will actually show you a picture of your current check. They don't show up until after you've been paid, but you can come back here and look at those. This is also a place where you can print out your check if you need to do that for some reason, and it'll give you information of your earnings, your deductions, your benefits, all of that information that people typically like to look at. You will not use the HR tab or the payroll calculator. and you will not use notifications. We don't notify or send messages to people using Paylocity. The way that we communicate at Support Services of Virginia is through secure SCOMs in the TheraP system or through emails. But under this Talent tab, you do have a location for your performance reviews. And once you begin to get evaluations, this is where your evaluation will show up. You will be able to look at it. You will also be able to make comments on it, and it'll be a way for your supervisor just to keep you on track with your professional goals. So those are what the home tabs do. When you first log into WebPay, this is the page that typically shows up. And we've talked about these top tabs, which ones you would use and what they do. Let's take a look at the bottom tabs here. You have a section that says personal information, and then you can select demographics, dependents, emergency contacts. The really cool part about this is you can change any information on here. So let's say that under emergency contacts, I want to change my emergency contact because whoever I had listed here has moved out of state and I just need to update a new one. I could do that by simply hitting add. I can then enter in, is this a primary or secondary emergency contact? If I were deleting it, then I would select that and I could come down here and click delete. But if I'm just adding a new one for the first time, I would enter the information in here. So we'll make Jane Trainer. The emergency contact. The relationship, this would be his daughter. Primary phone numbers you're going to enter in here, and then addresses. Anything that you need human resources to know in case there's an emergency should go here. You are responsible for creating your emergency contacts in Paylocity so that if something happens, we're able to get a hold of someone for you. That has been very important in the past when we've had emergencies arise. When you're done changing or updating this information, you would simply hit save. Another tab that you may want to look at is your work info. The work info looks like this. And it's basically just going to tell you what your employment status is. It's going to tell you your employee history, anything again that you need to know from an HR perspective. You'll notice there's different drop-down tabs here. You can take a look at all of this stuff. Some information you can change, some information Human Resources has to change for you. You also have a tab that says Payroll Setup. This will tell you if you are receiving direct deposits or if you are getting a check that is mailed to you or a printed out check. It'll tell you your check information. Again, just some more information. A tab that a lot of employees use is the Pay History tab. When you click on the Pay History tab, that again is going to show you your actual paycheck. And remember, you can access it this way, or you can come up here to Employee and hit Current Checks, and that's the way that that'll show up for you. The last tab you have is Time Off. And this will tell you how many hours of leave you have per pay period and how much you're accruing. You, of course, cannot change this information, but you can see, if things have been changed for you. All right, that's the information I have for you about just some different features of this WebPay page. Again, go ahead once you log in and take a look around. Use it however is most effective for you. The purpose of this is to reduce the amount of time that employees have to go and set up meetings with Human Resources to make minor changes that they can do themselves to make everyone's life a little bit easier. All right, go ahead and review the next video.